Can I
Yeah.
offer up some insight on this subject?
No, not the fixed ops stock. I mean, what took you so long?
I was on my way to the gym and just biting my tongue. So these are all great,
Well,
great, 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 great points. But I think, it goes back to the old adage, what came first, the chicken or the egg? It has to start with the multi-point inspection. So what happens is there's technicians in every shop that recommend a specific service, whether it's needed or not. But and then it loses confidence and trust, not between the dealership and the customer, it's between the technician and the advisor. So the first thing that needs to happen in this situation, in my opinion, is we have to establish what a good MPI looks like. And the recommendations on there should be made as if it's a family member. And those recommendations should be documented with clarity. The air filter's so dirty it could choke a horse. The cabin filter's got blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get into those specifics. But the recommendations need to be made based on time, mileage, or current condition of the vehicle. And when we establish what the MPI looks like, and we can make sure that it's all done 100% of the time based on that strategy versus coin flip strategy, who the technician is, the advisors get way more confident making these presentations. And to Adam's point, why the customers say no to you, they say no to you based on time, price, or trust, period. And I think you said the exact same thing, Adam, just a little different. So why the advisors have such a challenge with this overcome objection stuff is because sometimes they're not prepared. They don't have something to say. They never worked on overcoming objections. Sometimes they think you're overpriced. The fact of the matter is that dynamic has changed dramatically, especially since the onset of COVID, because the big factor in pricing for the independents versus the factory or franchise dealers was the cost of a technician. But the cost of technicians has escalated quickly over the last 4 or 5 years. And if you did some shopping, comparative shopping in your PMA, you'll find that the independents are sometimes charging more than you as a dealer. And so the advisors need to understand, and there's tools out there, I don't want to get into them, but that you're competitively priced. And when they understand that the multi-point inspection is done properly, the recommendations are based on time, mileage, or current condition of the vehicle, then they can present these options to the customer with confidence to be able to sell. And when the customer says no, you have to be prepared to ask them why. And that's where it gets really tricky. And I've done this thousands of times, so I can tell you what happens. I'll take a TO and go see a customer in a waiting room, and I'll say, "Hey, Daniel, did Jeannie come talk to you about some brakes on your vehicle?" "Yeah." "She told you they measured at 3 millimeters, is that correct?" "Yes, sir." "Do you mind if I ask you a question?" "Go ahead, Mike." "Great. Why aren't we taking care of that for you today?" And what's going to happen is one of two things. They're going to answer the question, and if they do, it's going to be based on time, price, or trust. And if they don't answer the question, you're going to be able to tell this within a split second, because the customer is going to look like you are Lucifer in the flesh. And you have to pivot away from that immediately. And when you get that look, you just load their lips. "Well, Daniel, most customers say no to me based on time, price, or trust. Which one was it for you?" Then you get the customer to open up about what his true objection is. And that's when it goes from selling to serving. And I've done this thousands of times in waiting rooms where everybody else in the dealership is engaged because they see exactly what's happening. And I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm trying to serve them and let them know we're competitively priced. There's not a better damn place on the planet to get your vehicle fixed at than my store. And we're confident in our abilities to do it and do it in a timely fashion and do it right. So I hope that offered a little bit of insight. I'm at the gym, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Adam, if you'd like to talk about this further, I'd love to have the discussion. Anybody else for that matter, feel free to reach out. Love you all.
Thank you, Michael. You're a superstar.